How's it going, Godzilla fans, kaiju fans, collectors, and just general people of YouTube? This is Chanzilla 1964 coming back to you with another figure review. Today we're going to be reviewing the Bandai Movie Monster Series Godzilla 2000 2.0. That's right, the second figure in the 2.0 line is going to be the Bandai Movie Monster Series Godzilla 2000. And might I say, this is a humongous improvement from the Bandai. Not to say it's a bad figure, but it's still a humongous improvement from the Bandai Godzilla 2000 figure we got way back when, which in my standards was still a really good figure. I personally really enjoyed that figure, being a Godzilla 2000 fan. But seeing this figure, it just brings the character to a whole new light. And you know, here, just let me show you. That face right there is Godzilla 2000. And just the detail on this is amazing. From all the crocodilian, the scale detail that was very titular, very prominent for the Millennium Godzilla is all there. All that spikiness and the spiky scale shit, pretty much is the best way to describe it. Like, look at the spikes on his legs, his shoulders. I mean, it's just so much going on, and it's really good. Look at that. And this is all the way down. This very long tail too. You got the very nice scaling detail, both sides. I like how the tail kind of whips and curves up to the point. Really nice. But yeah, honestly, all of this spiky detail ends at the center line for Godzilla, where you have his neck and his chest area, which turned out very nicely actually, and the crotch area. This is a very different detail, and I appreciate it a lot for Godzilla 2000. That brings us to his kneecaps, which done very nicely. His toes, even. I mean, yeah, toes turn out very nice. Very rocky texture. That's what I'm noticing a lot for this guy, which I really like. Personally, I enjoy the rocky texture. And then you got Godzilla's little hands, which are a trip for me, because when you move them, and I'll get that articulation is very interesting when you move them, but look at his hands. They turn out very nice, and the fingers are two different positions, I think, too. They even got the really nice inside of the hand detail. Inside of the arm, too. Yeah, let's just do the face right now. I'll get to the spines after, but the face, very nice detail work on the face. Very different face from what we usually get, because the head is noticeably smaller. But all the detail is captured much better, and it's a lot more defined, is what I'm noticing. Especially with the teeth work here. Like, it's a good mix of the poster and the actual suit for Godzilla 2000 that we see. But here, the dorsal plates are really what kind of caught my eye. Besides the face, you got that one dorsal plate at the very top here that I found was missing. I thought it was missing, but yeah, it's very prominent here. And as you go down, the dorsal plates are nicely done. They're kind of fused, but I think it just comes with the territory for what this kind of Godzilla dorsal plate design. Notice very coral-like. That's going to be similar detail on both sides. But yeah, dorsal plates all very nicely done. I really like how this big middle one turned out. That was always the big seller for me for this Godzilla design, is that he has really big ass dorsal plates with this big one in the middle. Yeah. This brings us to paint, though. The paint on this guy is off the charts amazing. I honestly have nothing to desire from paint for this, and this is probably the first figure that we're seeing it for this kind of return series. But mouth painted very nicely, teeth, not individually sculpted teeth, but they're sculpted into the mouth, all very nicely detailed as well. Got that little tongue in there as well. The eyes are painted very nicely, and it captures the essence of Godzilla 2000 with that fearsome look. Both sides. Head on is another story, but if you're looking from the sides, very nicely done. Fingernails, toenails painted, and they got the kneecaps and the chest painted too with this really nice kind of tree bark brown. Not really tree bark, but kind of like sandy, but yeah, nice paint there. In any way, and we have the spines. So for the spines, I'm happy with the paint that we got for the spines, in my opinion. I know some people might moan and gripe because, you know, this one isn't painted even though it should be on this. Yeah, the paint stops here, even though honestly it just fades out, which I get, and I'm honestly fine with it fading out here, and I'm fine with not having here because look at all of this wonderful paint detail right here. It's really, really, really good. So yeah, paint's amazing. Like, yeah, and I like the paint, and I like the color, not the paint, but the color that they used for the body or the vinyl for this figure, and it's a greenish gray. It's just really nice. It's like, it's not overly green and it's not overly gray, if that makes sense. So yeah, paint detail amazing. Oh, I was gonna go jump into scaling. Let's do that. Let's mix it up today. Yeah. Here is scaling for Godzilla 2000. We have his big enemy from his movie, Orga. And yeah, this is the Bandai Movie Monster Series Orga, just a little painted up on my end. But in my opinion, scaling is perfect because I remember Orga being a bit taller than Godzilla, and here it translates perfectly. Yeah, it translates perfectly. I can't do the whole thing where Orga just kind of, you know, but with this articulation, but yeah, scaling perfect. Let me bring out a second Orga figure that I have from YMSF that is oversized, but I just wanted to show them off. I want to show you this, that if YMSF was to make another Orga and it's kind of like that, the YMSF Orga still does size up nicely because, like, look at that. This is the YMSF Orga with his mouth open, but look at that. It's very, very nice. Godzilla fits in his mouth and everything. It works out. It's perfect sizing. Yeah, I just also want to show this guy off because this is a really cool figure from a company formerly known as YMSF. I don't think it's known as YMSF anymore. Yeah. But without getting too off topic, overall, this is a really good Godzilla 2000 figure. In fact, the best Godzilla 2000 figure in my opinion. Up until this point, anyways, it's the best. So I do recommend, if you guys do not have the Godzilla 2000 figure, to pick it up. Even if you guys do have the original Bandai Movie Monster Series one, I still think this is worth grabbing. Not for aftermarket prices, but if you can find one through Hobby Link Japan or even the Godzilla store, might be worth picking it up there. But honestly, even if you're a fan of the Millennium Godzilla, this is, in my opinion, you know how I said that the 71 Godzilla was the epitome of the Showa? This is the epitome of the Millennium series, in my opinion. This Godzilla right here. But yeah, with that being said, that does it for today's review. If you guys liked the video, do be sure to hit the thumbs up button down below. If you guys think I may have missed anything with this guy, or if you guys do really want to know what the company's called now, let me know in the comment section down below. And if you guys like what you see on the channel, please do be sure to hit the subscribe button. But this has been Chanzilla 1964 saying until next time, guys, peace, and stay tuned for the next couple of upcoming videos. Those are going to be the newly updated 2.0 Destroyer, aggregate version Destroyer, and the 2.0 version of Burning Godzilla. So stay tuned for those guys. But yeah, that being said, peace.